perfect San Diego afternoon at the Sloan Yard plays host to the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick. X Games legend Elliott Sloan nice enough to lend us his Sloan Yard, his backyard here for today's event. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham joined alongside Renton Miller. Excited for this one. Skateboard Vert Best Trick. Let's take you back to last summer. Guy Curry, the first ever 1080, landed in a vert contest. Unbelievable, earns gold. And then track back to just a few months ago, X Games Chiba. He lands the 10, but he has to settle for silver because Michi Brusco comes correct and takes home gold.
Yeah, absolutely wild. That kickflip varial 540 is such a hard trick. So is the 1080. The first time that Guy got it, I mean, it was absolutely groundbreaking. Second time round, it wasn't as smooth, landed a little bit low. Well, how's Michi on that varial kickflip 540?
Yeah, this was an amazing performance from just a couple of months ago at X Games Chiba for Michi. But of course, we have to acknowledge Guy Curry's history-making 1080, the first ever time this was landed in a vert contest last summer.
I mean, it's such a hard trick. You mean, you're just spinning. I don't think there's any hope of seeing the landing, and he just commits to it, lands it, and that's it. History is made.
Winning gold and also competing in the same final as Tony Hawk. Have yourself a day, Guy Curry. That, of course, was last summer. A look now at our Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick ramp. And I'm excited for this one because it's a little bit of a different size than what we've been accustomed to, Renton. A lot wider than our traditional vert ramp.
Yeah, it's a lot wider, many more obstacles, and it just takes a lot more energy to skate. You got to get used to it, but it allows for a lot more tricks. You know, the obstacles bring in a new aspect. The height means that you can spin a bit better because you can go higher into the air, and I think it's going to be really interesting what we see go down right now.
Yeah, we're very excited about this. As you saw, our start list and kicking things off will be Ronnie Gomez, owner of 3 X Games medals, all of them coming in big air, though. This is his 15th X appearance.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see what each skater brings to the table. Always so many different variations of tricks. Wow, was that a tray flip Indy 540? Or maybe a kickflip Indy varial 540, I think that's what that was.
Yep, you see the clock there. It's a 20-minute jam session. We've got 8 skaters. It's a max run of 30 seconds. And of course, the single best run counts. We turn our attention now to Edward Damastoy.
Man, he did a kickflip Indy 540 in his run. I think that would be no problem for him to do in the best trick. It'd be interesting to see if he picks that or a different move to do. Whoa, rodeo revert. That's a great trick.
It goes without saying, Renton, that in a best trick format, man, it is so advantageous to land whatever you've got in store early, and then you can really afford to get outside of the box the rest of the jam. But here's Moto Shibata.
Whoa! Cab revert or fakie ollie 540. First shot. Big smile on his face.
Now, Renton, the non-skater, this looks so effortless, but can you explain how difficult this trick is?
Wow, I mean, Moto is such a skilled skateboarder. And I mean, anytime you don't grab the board, it makes it a little bit harder. Backside revert makes it harder again. That's a classic trick. First shot, that's great.
So here's Elliott Sloan skating in his own backyard.
Wow. That is such a great trick. It was invented by Elliott. I think that's the only time anybody has ever done 720 rotation with a heel flip has been Elliott. He did about 10 years ago, so that stood for about 10 years with Elliott being the only person that's done it.
Jimmy Wilkins, of course, a history maker, earning his 5th consecutive gold in our vert contest, but trying to get that first ever best trick gold medal. Here's Clay Kreiner, your favorite skater's favorite skateboarder, because you never know what he's gonna do.
I love that. You don't know what they're gonna do. It's just like, wow. especially when you're dropping into a big tray flip to fakie on that bank.
Now here's Guy Curry. As we said before, the previous two contests, the 1080. First it gave him gold, then it gave him silver. What does he do here today?
Body varial 9. I'd love to. Wow.
Let's go.
Body varial 900. On a vert ramp, that's possibly the first time I've ever seen that one on a vert ramp. First shot, not mucking around at all. Guy, feet on perfectly.
No hand drag.
Bit of a squat, but still, I mean, for an MBD, that was great. Never been done on a vert ramp, as far as I know.
And I think we missed Mitchie's first run. He fell on his trick attempt. As we close in now on 16 minutes here in the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick, we start back up on the top. Here's Ronnie Gomez.
So it's really not a huge amount of time to execute your gnarliest trick. Like when you want to do these tricks, you want as much time as possible. It's enough time to make it, but I'm sure these guys would love a little bit more.
Well, and just to say it again, Renton, the importance of putting something down early, because we see it every single year when guys get hung up on a single trick and they end up not landing anything. And I get the idea of go broke or go home, but at the same time, this is what it's all about. Can you ride with confidence? And right now, Guy's got that. Here's Eddie Damastoy.
Oh, wow. I've been waiting to see that trick for a long time. Pretty much the equivalent of a 720 to fakie. Frontside rodeo revert.
So here's Moto Shibata.
Whoa, front foot impossible to lean to tail.
Moto Shibata, owner of 4 X Games medals, including a vert gold. He won back in 2017. So here's Elliott Sloan.
Came so close last attempt to the heel flip Indy 720. Wow!
Yes.
Elliott! Wow! Wow, that is a man's trick. Well, actually, it's Elliott's trick. There's nobody else that can do it.
It's a single man's trick, one of one. And he is Elliott Sloan.
Yeah, I guess he owns the ramp and he owns that trick. 720 heel flip Indy. I mean, it's pretty wild. Like, there's a lot of people that do kickflip 540s. There's one man that can do heel flip Indy 720s.
And again, just the sense of relief for a guy like Elliott, how vital that is for his skateboarding, particularly in a contest. Now that opens up the door for what's next for him. Here's Jimmy Wilkins on his second attempt.
How's that? It's like the sleight of hand, the body varial ollie 540. The board spins 360 and he spins 540. And that's a trick unique to Jimmy as well. Whoa.
We thought this course with different features like this would favor a skateboarder like Clay Kreiner. We'll have to see what else he's got left in the tank, but here's Guy Curry.
Wow, I wonder what Guy's got on his second trick. Oh. Whoa! I have a feeling that might have been a kickflip body varial 900, which would really be stepping the game up if you tried that.
Renton, so far through these 2 attempts, it's clear. Guy's been in the lab.
I mean, Guy's learning curve is going to be steep. He's young, he skates a lot, and he's just going to get better and better really, really fast. Whoa! Nollie backside shove it, late flip. A lot going on in that trick. Mitchie's such a technical skater. So Ronnie been trying the kickflip Indy varial 540. Oh, not quite. So I wouldn't count any of these guys out until the clock is completely done.
100%. That's the beauty of a single trick format.
Yeah, that's normally the case. A lot of people make their stuff last attempt. I want to see this trick go down. The frontside rodeo revert. Oh, such commitment to that.
So here's Moto Shibata.
The front foot impossible leaner tail.
Well, we're obviously in Elliot Sloan's backyard, the Sloan yard. And for more on that, let's head down to the third member of our team, Victoria Arlen.
Yes, guys, Elliot grew up a huge fan of X Games. In fact, he was inspired by last year to build this exact course. And he actually said that if you were to tell me when I was younger that X Games would be at my house, I wouldn't have believed you. Well, we're all examples. Believe it, because we're here in Elliot's backyard.
Yeah, we're here. I don't even know if I was invited, but I'm here. And now that I'm here, I'm not leaving. Not with this contest going on. Here's Jimmy Wilkins.
Such a variety of different tricks all these guys are trying. It's good to see all these different personalities showing different ways of approaching vert skating. Wow, look at that. I mean, what are you thinking when you're like, I want to do a massive tray flip to fakie right there?
Yep.
So Guy Curry, we're already seeing variation that we hadn't seen in the previous two best trick contests from Guy.
Whoa. Even just to try that, I feel like the flipping your board and then spinning 900.
Guy is all of us right now with that reaction.
I mean, spinning a 900 at the best of times is absolutely frightening, let alone throwing in a kickflip body varial.
So here's Mitchie Brusco, our defending gold medalist.
Whoa! I think that bounced off the ramp.
Well, we're just a few runs in here at our Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick, and already we've seen some mind-blowing tricks headlined by Guy Curry and the owner of this deck, the owner of this ramp, the owner of this yard, Elliot Sloan. More from X Games when we return.
I think it's always beneficial if the athletes and my friends who are out here at X Games, if we come together and just kind of normalize the fact that everyone's going to deal with hate, and everyone's going to deal with getting people kind of putting you down or not believing in you. It's all about just keeping the noise out and just knowing what you're about and taking that with you. You can't be afraid to share it. In this day and age with social media, with everything being media-based, you can't be afraid to share. You just got to learn how to keep the noise over there and make sure you like what you're doing and just prioritize that.
Shred Hate, Choose Kindness is a bullying prevention program created by ESPN and X Games in an effort to ignite student compassion, eradicate bullying, and create a world of belonging. For more info, please check out disney.com/choose-kindness. We're midway through here, our Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick, and so far liking what we're seeing, especially from our host, Elliot Sloan.
Well, I mean, those tricks that are going down there, absolute hammers. 720 heel flip Indy and body varial 900. I mean, they're heavy, heavy, heavy tricks.
And just to take a walk down memory lane, that same trick from Elliot, the heel flip Indy 720, that earned him a silver back in 2015. Obviously, that was perfect execution. You do wonder if the judges say, what else is there from you, Elliot?
I think so, but his execution, the size, wow, Ronnie going for the kickflip Indy varial 5. I think Elliott's execution, it just has so much power, height.
That's a good point.
It's so strong.
Yeah.
It's hard to deny stuff when it's done really, really well.
That's well said. As we said at the top, not all 1080s are created equal. Not all tricks are created equal. So much variation can happen event to event. But here's Eddie Domastoy.
Oh, man. That takes some metal to commit to that. Like reverting out of a massive frontside rodeo like that. I really want to see that one.
Moto Shibata, final 9 minutes.
Whoa! Moto. Whoa! Frontside. Front foot impossible onto the bank. I just love how all these skaters bring their own personal bag of tricks and put vert skating on show.
All right, here we go.
So here's Elliott Sloan. Obviously, we don't know the standings right now until the very end, but I would have to guess if Elliott's not leading, he's right at the top.
Wow, and he's not stopping. He's going for the frontside cab heel flip varial melon. I think I said that right.
There's a lot of tricks involved and a lot of combos, but here's Jimmy Wilkins.
Whoa!
Who's yet to land something here in Best Trick.
I mean, these are hardcore video part tricks.
6 vert gold medals to Jimmy Wilkins' name. Here is Clay Kreiner.
I want to see this.
Trying to put something down here in the final.
Whoa!
Oh! Renton,
Wow.
there was a point where he was up in the sky, and I thought there's no way he's going to grab that board back. That was close. So here's Guy Curry, who's been, if nothing else, very strategic so far this afternoon.
I like the way he's just trying to progress and do things that have never been done. I mean, he's new and he's proving himself, and he's trying kickflip body varial 900s.
Are you surprised as we close in on the 7-minute mark that we haven't seen the 1080 attempt from him?
I mean, I think it would be cool to do one, but at the same time, like a kickflip body varial 9 is some serious next level stuff. I don't think anyone's flipped their board on a 900. Actually, I know they haven't. So I mean, to take skateboarding there, I mean, that's some serious progression. That's a big contribution to vert skating.
Well, and it also answers the question, after putting the 1080 down last summer, winning gold, and then just basically taking it back, saying, can I clean it up and give it the best version the following year at X Games Chiba and not win gold, has him, you know, certainly rethinking this. Ronnie Gomez.
Yeah, Ronnie. Wow. Yeah, I think it's great that Guy's moved on and trying other tricks. I mean, I'm sure he can still do the 1080. I think as well, you know, he's the youngest skater and he's the lightest skater, and I think a lot of people think that, and probably rightfully so, that to rotate, it comes easier when you're smaller, you're lighter. And so to come out and try a different variation, flip your board, I mean, he's really, you know, out to prove people that he's more than just the 1080.
Here's Domastoy.
Wow!
Oh.
He hit his truck on the way in. That's what I love about competitions, is like when people try and make stuff that's just not quite right.
And you also love the hustle when they're so close. It's not that sense of agony and defeat. You are climbing back up. Oh, Moto.
I mean, I know that, you know, like in a normal session, sometimes you have that bit of fear. You're like, oh, you know, like I just don't want to hurt myself. But I think in a competition, that goes out the window and it's just straight commitment. And I think that's what Eddie's got to step up to. Whoa.
So Elliott Sloan already with a banger under his belt here today, trying to add. Here's Jimmy Wilkins.
Oh.
Ray, you're good when you're ready.
Clay Kreiner. Last 5 minutes, Renton. I know you want to see this one.
I want to see this. Clay wants to do it. I hope he's got another attempt.
And can you just describe that feeling when you know mid-air above the coping, mid-trick, that it's just not going to happen for you, the frustration there?
Yeah, I think he's frustrated because I think if it's not right, he will still try and make it anyway. It's really got to be completely wrong for him to kick it away at this point. Wow! He's bringing it around. I think he's surprising himself.
He's getting closer. But here's Mitzi Brusco trying to defend that best trick goal.
Wow! Oh. Wow, how's that fine motor skills in Mitchie's feet? Nollie big spin. I think that's either a late kickflip or heel flip. I'm not quite sure.
A lot of smiles, a lot of high fives out here at the Sloan Yard. Can Guy Curry seemingly pull off the impossible and get back a best trick gold? Or will it be the host, Elliott Sloan? We find out. Final runs after this. It's final runs time here at the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick, coming to you live from the Sloan Yard in San Diego, California. Brandon Graham alongside Renton Miller. And this one's been fun. Renton, I know you're our new analyst here today, but you're also a skateboard judge. So I want you to put your judging hat on here today if we could. And I want to talk about just the idea of guys who land runs early, and they're kind of the leader of the clubhouse in a best trick format. But you're watching somebody like a Clay Kreiner or a Mitchie Brusco trying to land something over and over and over again, and say they get it on that last run. Does recency bias play in at all versus what you saw from, say, maybe an Elliott Sloan at the jump?
I think the psychology of a skateboard competition, it just goes up and up and up, and it peaks on the last run. So there's a suspense that comes about when you haven't made anything the whole time, and then you bring it down, you commit to it on the last run. And I think, you know, that does definitely play a part. I mean, judging best trick contests is really, really hard. All these tricks are really totally different, and I don't think there's any skater that can do all of them. I don't think there's someone that can just say unequivocally, I've done all of them, and that one's harder than the other. You know, a lot of this stuff is just being developed as we're watching it. And I mean, I've never seen anybody do this trick, which is the frontside rodeo revert. I've been hanging to see this trick for a long time. No go from Eddie.
So Domastoy unable to land there. Under 3 minutes to skate with here in our final.
Yeah, I think execution does play a big part. When you're comparing a lot of things that are really, really different, the outstanding factor can be how big you did it, how well you executed it. The judges are looking to something to differentiate between things, and a lot of the time it's not the difficulty, it's the execution.
So Moto Shibata, unable to land that. And for more on this, let's head down to Victoria.
All right, guys, you wouldn't know it, but Elliott Sloan is actually competing injured. He has old neck injuries that have come up. He took 5 weeks off. He's been back on his board since late June, and he's actually been complaining of hip pain throughout this entire event. You wouldn't know it based on how he's sending it, though.
No, and if I had to guess, I would imagine that the judges probably have him in that gold medal position right now. But it's amazing. We talk about him having the home course advantage. And even with this injury, skating this way, I mean, salute to Elliott Sloan.
He's one tough human being. I mean, if you've seen him skate big air, the stuff he does is insane. Same with the stuff on the half pipe. But he's superhuman. He's throwing it down today. Injured or not injured, man, he is rad.
So here's Clay Kreiner, who's seemingly always on his skateboard.
Ah! That's a bummer. I mean, he definitely wasn't holding back. That was going to be as good as he could possibly do a tray flip to fakie. He wasn't going to settle for anything less than as big as he could go. Didn't come home that time. Excited to see how Guy goes with this.
Oh. And you know, Renton, I had asked you previously about the 1080 attempt, and our researcher Colin Bain brought up a good point. He said Guy told him it was important for him to prove, not just to himself, but to the skateboarding community, he's not a one-trick wonder. He doesn't want to just be known for the 1080, and we're seeing that on display here today.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think skating's all about diversity and doing a lot of different tricks and not getting stuck on one. Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Wow, landing primo.
So let's see this one more time from Mitchie.
That, I don't know if he's kicking with his toe, but he's kicking, whoa, to primo slide. I'm not too sure if he's actually doing a heel flip, but kicking it with his toe. There's a lot going on really quickly in that trick.
Last 30 seconds, and it looks like we'll get
another attempt.
More attempts.
That is great.
Bonus skateboarding, we all win. Here's Ronnie Gomez for attempt number 7.
Maybe that was just a shove at one. I mean, the buzz with these guys too is not necessarily getting a place, whatever, it's just landing a new trick, you know, doing something you've never done before. I mean, that's the beauty of skating, just pushing yourself.
Right, and it seems counterintuitive, right, at a contest, because you have to assume the mentality is how do I beat him, or how do I climb on the leaderboard for him, but really it's truly about the grind of getting something that you know you have when it matters the most.
Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what it's about.
Damastoy unable to pull that around.
I don't know, sometimes when you go out and you try and film this stuff, you know, you maybe take a bit of time to get in the right spot, figure it out. When you're at these competitions, you get a certain window of time to do it, and you sort of just expedite the process so much faster. Man.
Moto, of course, already with a landed run in this contest, but very close there, Renton. So here's Elliott Sloan.
Sloan yard, here we go.
Frontside cab, heel flip, varial, melon. Wow. Try saying that underwater with a mouthful of marbles.
And if Elliott already wasn't in first place in the judges' mind, this might have been the concrete pour for the foundation of a gold medal over the channel, Renton.
Man, Elliott's on fire.
What a run. And if that's it for Elliott, what more can you ask from the host here out today?
It's great. I mean, he's under, you know, like it's his home ramp, but at the same time, like it's like a lot of pressure. You know, everyone expects him to do well, and he's done super well.
And I've just got official word from sport organizers that we will get an 8th attempt from each of these skaters as well. So this is not the final attempt. So Jimmy, don't worry. You got another shot.
You're good when you're ready.
Clay Kreiner.
It's just so rad to see vert skating so healthy. With so many rad dudes shredding like these. Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
And that's what I was saying before. It's got to be like really wrong for him to bail. And that was wrong, and he committed anyway. Prepared to take a slam.
Let's see where it goes wrong for him, Rat.
Lands a bit heavy on the tail. One more attempt, though.
Here now, Guy Curry.
Man, regardless if he landed or not, I'm enjoying just watching him try this trick.
Guy getting up somewhat gingerly, hoping he's okay. So here's Mitchy Brusco, landing primo last attempt.
I mean, this trick, I believe this would be an NBD too. Very small margin for error on that trick.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Mitchy Brusco trying to defend his gold. It's a game of inches, though, here. As we welcome you now to the final runs of the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick here at the Sloan Yard. Elliott Sloan has certainly had himself a day with a couple of huge runs. But can anyone catch him here on the final runs? Here's Ronnie Gomez for attempt number 8. Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yeah, he's happy. He's happy. How's that buzz you get when you land a trick? Trick that's maybe not quite perfect, you bring it in anyway. You take a little bit of a risk.
And that there, Renton, is why skateboarding is a labor of love.
Wow.
On his 8th and final attempt, finally putting this trick down.
Actually, that was done. That execution was pretty good.
Getting one under the belt.
Just such a hectic trick, just flipping the board, rotating and getting that round. That's a tough one.
We'll see if Ronnie's make is contagious for the rest of the field. Eddie's still in search of that first full pull. That's as close as he's been, Renton.
I feel like if you commit to that trick, it can go two ways. It can either go to glory or you can sort of take a really big slam.
Here's Moto Shibata on his final attempt.
Man, all these guys shredding. Such a great shot, vert skating.
So Elliott Sloan already a couple hammers to his day. How does he end it?
I'm not too sure if that was a fake Yoli late pressure flip.
Well, if anyone was afforded the opportunity to get a little unorthodox, it's Elliott.
I like it when it gets a little bit obscure.
Yeah, I'm with you here, especially in a best trick contest. Here's Jimmy Wilkins on his final attempt.
He's got to be stoked, man. Breaking the record, five gold in a row.
Yep, winning gold in vert earlier today. Jimmy Wilkins, his 6th gold medal overall. But here now, Clay Kreiner. Everyone at the Sloan Yard wants to see this put down.
Coming down to the wire. I think that's the deal when you're going for such hard tricks, you know, like it's all or nothing.
So here's Guy Curry.
So important to land that backside air perfectly to get this rotation.
Wow.
And you've got to be confident spinning 900s to be doing a kickflip body varial just to try it.
the nuance of what he's trying to attempt. It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's a really big vert ramp, and I'd almost say that the vert ramp's almost too small for that trick. It's such a heavy trick, you know.
So here's Mitchie Brusco, our last skater to drop in.
Whoa!
So that is going to do it for our Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick final. And now it's up to the judges. There you see Elliott Sloan, and we have just been told he is your gold medalist.
Yeah, Elliott! In his own backyard. Every time you bring guests over now, it's like, that spot over there, that's where I won gold at the X Games.
Elliott Sloan wins gold at the Sloan Yard.
What a legend.
Guy Curry taking home silver, and Ronnie Gomez with the bronze medal. But take another look, Renton.
Wow. Fronto cab heel flip varial melon.
Amazing trick.
I mean, to set up for that trick, to take off in the right spot, just to get the line into that trick is so hard, and then just to manage the rotation, the flip, the catch, and the land. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of work.
Let's head down to Victoria, who's with Elliott.
Elliott Sloan, the host with the most. We're in your backyard. X Games is here. What does this win mean to you?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, just had so much pressure on me the last couple of weeks, and the day's not over. So it feels amazing to get this one. I mean, I've done that trick before. I've won Best Trick with that, but it's still a really hard trick for me. So I'm always stoked to do it. And yeah, on to the next one.
On to the next one. Now, let's talk about that pressure and also the injuries you've been working through and how you're able to compensate for all of that.
Yeah, that first run in vert really didn't help. That slam right at the end, straight on my hip, and it's like I've been dealing with, like, I don't know, lower back hip issue in my neck, and so I don't know, I'm gonna have to just try and stay warm until the next contest. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to like a week or two or more off after this.
You've well earned it so far. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Elliott Sloan earning his 6th career X Games gold, his 2nd Vert Best Trick gold, and his 14th career X Games medal. What a showing from this field here at the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Best Trick, but when it counted most, the host, Elliott Sloan, winning gold. Congratulations to our entire field. For Renton Miller and Victoria Arlen, I am Brandon Graham saying thank you so much for watching from the Sloan Yard here at X Games 2022.